Back to the run, everybody. We're going to talk about these Detroit Pistons, man. They've been trying to make some trades happen. They've been trying to get stuff going on, but we just can't seem to find anybody to want any of our players. And mainly, our main player, Andre Drummond. This is what I want to talk about right here. My peoples know that I can talk about the Pistons all day, any day, and especially when it comes to making us a better organization. So first off, the Pistons, they tried to trade Andre Drummond. We tried to send him to like 4 different teams. One of them was the Dallas Mavericks, Charlotte Hornets, Atlanta Hawks, and now we was in negotiations with the New York Knicks. Personally, I don't care where Andre Drummond goes. Wherever he ends up, good for him. I'm happy for that man as a person and that he still gets to live his dream of playing the NBA. But my thing is, why can't the Pistons get rid of him? So if you were wondering why can't the Pistons get rid of Andre Drummond, listen up. One reason that we can't get rid of him is that he's asking for too much money, or we're already paying him too much money as an organization, and I don't think he's that valuable for the amount of money that we're paying him. And some people may argue, oh, is he a max player? Is he a max player? Does he deserve a max? Hell no, he don't deserve a max. Come on now, think about this. I get that the stats may tell you he's averaging 20 rebounds, 20 points, and stuff like that. I get that. That's cool. Those are just numbers. But if you, like I always go back to the eye test, if you actually watch this man play, you don't see this consistent thing every night. And you got to think about this. If you're 7 feet tall, if you're 7 feet tall and you stand under the rim all game, do you really think you won't grab 20 rebounds and if you put the ball back up, 20 points? Really? Really, you already 7 feet. All you got to do is raise your hand, and your arm is damn near at the rim. The ball is coming straight to you if you hanging around the rim all game. It ain't like he's playing the 3 where he at the arc, stuff like that, or it ain't like he's zipping up and down the court at full speed trying to grab a rebound. No, he's hanging out under the rim. When I watch it, he's hanging out under the rim and just grabbing the boards. Now, I don't want to discredit. I know it may sound like I'm discrediting his numbers with 20 and 20 because at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. If he's got 20 points and 20 rebounds, then he has 20 points and 20 rebounds. I'm just saying the way that he gets it is something else. Some people may say the same thing about James Harden. Well, James Harden, he averages, this is a quote what most people would say about James Harden, the haters, I would say. Well, James Harden shoots about 20 free throws in a game, and he puts up about 30-something a game. That's his average. So doesn't that disvalue what he's doing? In a way, yeah, I can accept the argument like that, but at the end of the day, he's still averaging that minimum amount of points. So for Andre Drummond, man, yeah, the 20 and 20 is nice, but I need effort. I still wouldn't even take Andre Drummond over a lot of centers that's in the league today. And for Andre Drummond, to give him credit, because some people may say I'm slandering him a little too bit on this take right here, but to give him credit, he's one of those centers that's like an old school type center where you need pieces around him in order for him to be at his very best. You need a shooter. You need a solid 1, a solid 2, a solid 3, and a solid 4 for Andre Drummond to do what he does best, which is rebound. The playing defense part definitely needs some work. The offensive post game definitely needs some work. Not that it's terrible or not that it's horrible, but definitely needs work. But what he does best is rebound. And if he doesn't have the pressure of trying to score offense or having to play as many minutes as a game as he's playing now, which is around probably 44, 45 minutes in the game, if he's not playing that many minutes, then he will be able to maybe give you more energy on the offensive and defensive end. Versus whereas now, you don't see that consistently. You don't see that consistently because the Pistons don't have many pieces. Therefore, Drummond is not going to be able to relax and just do one thing that makes him the best player that he is, which is rebounding. And if there were other pieces in Detroit, then yes, he would be able to rebound. He wouldn't have so much pressure doing every single thing, every other thing, because he's just there to rebound. And another thing, it's hard to try and trade a guy when you know that he's going to ask for money. Personally, I don't know Drummond, so I don't know how much money he wants in his pocket. I don't know any of that. I just know that it's up for negotiation. The Pistons are paying him a pretty good amount. And if I'm a GM and I know that there's a different center who plays his heart out every time, I'd take that other center. Because if you ask me, the 2020 looks good on paper, But when I watch the game, I see a lot of other centers. If you ask me, JaVale McGee is another center I would much take over Drummond. He might not be as big and as heavy as Drummond, but he definitely plays hard every time he touches the floor. And every time he's on defense and every time he's on offense, he's definitely working his tail off. And I can take that. I'll accept that. If you're playing hard and you're not the most skillful player, I can accept you giving effort. I can accept that. We look at Patrick Beverly. He may not be the most skillful point guard, but every time he touches the floor, he plays hard, right? Exactly. He may only be limited to being a top defensive player, but be assured that if he plays defense, he's gonna give all. He's gonna give everything he's got on defense, and even on the offensive end. He may not be the best, but he's still gonna try and do whatever he can to make sure that offense is okay. And as far as Drummond, man, he definitely just needs pieces around him. I don't see him having a huge marquee name unless he has pieces around him. So some good places for him would be, I talked to a friend the other day. He's actually part of my team. He was saying the Brooklyn Nets. This was his idea, just so y'all know. It was his idea. He was saying the Brooklyn Nets. That way, not too much is expected out of Drummond. You got DeAndre Jordan. You got Jared Allen already as the bigs. And you're going to have Kyrie, Kevin Durant, Karis LeVert. Those are good pieces around him. That way Drummond looks even better, and he's not going to have to worry about, oh, damn, I gotta put up 30 points on offense, or I got to do this offensively, because you got the guys on offense to do that. You got guys on your team who can handle the offensive load. And all you got to worry about is just doing your thing and rebounding. Wherever he goes, he has to go somewhere where there's pieces. And personally, as a Pistons fan, I would love to him go, because he'd free up a lot of money for the Detroit Pistons and more space. Hopefully we get some draft picks, get some young talent, anything. At this point, we're stuck between we're average, but we're not terrible. Like, we're not good, we're not terrible, but we're right below average. And at this point, you just got to start over. You just got to re-roll the dice, man. Start the entire game over. Start from the go and just re-roll the dice out there, man. At this point, we wouldn't mind just starting over. Because getting to the playoffs and losing first round or getting swept, that ain't no better than making the playoffs, if you ask me. If we're not going to win in the playoffs, why the hell are we going?